Mr. Lynch likes only me like whatever. Good morning, Mr. Simply, Mr. Simply, or 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 simply, Davy. It's not the age. It's April 6, 2026, and it's Monday in Naples. Today, yes, once again, yes, no, yes, today it was nice. Perhaps si dava da one, but no, lui perhaps si pilota, in genere si no, vabbè, viceversa, ma in genere si pilota, is a one, adesso si usa no, già, so si no, and it's, ieri 14 and, 14 and, 15 minutes. 6 6 17 Celsius limits this daily really soft things yes soft gas budget for spinning division stores for resources in save activation as for stability lo set video con sia sulle borse se passano se passano pasta o lo so passo in non so spinning non so da non si vedete da tutto si sente per cambiare sulle borse mi fa sapere spinning the first days for years in the first part of the spinning ma tu per spinning vertigo ovviamente inizia su maps rimane ma ci tende a inizia che 2 7 10 ma non è Saxon Paese di anni sempre sentenza corposa perché io ho 2 anni per me and in those few temperature sopra da summer the summer beauty the winter perché lo summer si ci 8 vabbè we go to once again ci soft per winter sometimes for the year as a bit for the seasons for all the videos the seasons si cace sì se in lì se mi si così ci tende su che pratica I can say that since yesterday praticamente non so che si può yesterday we interofficial in spinning because now it is temporary service for me process an objective effect it's spinning su che sono attuali a me I think what sono tipo I think saranno no I think yes also tipo physical is activities yes however in general for me as a period good sì, hanno fatto scatto stato sfiangiato sì, for sure, just for me, it's really good for this thing, so come this and in reality after I think a temperature is which is for 6 minutes che fanno a 20 Celsius. Important sono sì, ci vedi. Si for today, yeah, oh, it's beautiful. Blue skies and golden sunshine. Blue skies and golden sunshine. Also near my head. All along the way. Blue skies and golden sunshine. Also near my head beni. Es vakket nu kan sina vni live near me. Or better disappear live near me. Vakket for the conscience general. I film make weather reports in hours. At hours and also vakket disappear at hours. كمان session كمان disability software analysis things related to the session investings analyzing and stato better film for ragazzi come poi sono solo mimi questi things perché mi avete mai ma spasam sono me follow me non spasam film robori so ma tu sola che bello mio sole mia sta fronte a te o sole mia sta fronte a te sta fronte a me sta fronte a te Es war crisis muscular solamente si sono affected. This shows che nota su live in Armenino attuali si produce sublime as shine. And sense that thing vexa perché on noi si pizzi che it's impossible ability like this to queste scene su exit. We are seeing until now to the video c'è falso in pratica gli 10 secondi of an hour later lo sector in non sono vedendo sana scan fact for pratica 5 hours and 15 minutes 20 maximum Compare sul problema Memphis non è competitive time on according my judge we also che news riserva schedule attenzione a mettersi time well so this So from mythical union to stay in France and France experience for 14 cents last time one magnetic summer so birthday verso particular data birthday and for journal it was a beautiful grey curtain beautiful painted with benches to plan pass back from best curtain looking at the matter so you don't comment second section should be wanted the first time for top of them section or no if you can see that stay well the shot in Albany or one answer if you could seen green flowers from the experiments. Guarda, noi infatti notte io metto ci metto se non lasciate per questo altro video dove ci riesco a scegliere quello vedete scatto sia in scatto quindi un scatto di lungo tra l'altro non lo so la media quindi non mi ricordo also web perspective also from design the practical shot similar to classical shot film not as cool fantastic in November su should be November su if not should is later but yes should be November su per scurtire ripetere beautiful paint che ben ci sta tutto per essere questa nostra cosa corte e fare di marca stati giuri gara cortine se stili di core immagine ora mandare things in the core immagine stili gara cortine I was to miss Chigit and one day fact actually Chigit I was saying this shot so effect but for this integration also this but for this effectism adesso vedete il test picture sentence in English per escutare ripeto il mio opportunity with the images also in English per essere in nostra report from the exact is and also in English to read also music or territory the basic expression also in English for times as I think the test picture sentences but also always better visible for me inizia sentire di inizia shot response mitico leggenda shot si carica riuscito di un attivismo effettivo attivismo di last ottobre è importante che porta a also di attivismo ma una serie di test picture sentence se vorrei che non so frit per fare lo so frit fare bit once again but also always better visible for me sentire di inizio shot si consiglia già shot and finally probably col keyboard Ajax forti PG si fa also che si mi già shot and since a few weeks from the shot perché film di John 24 questa prima magari also the birthday of Michael Anthony previous at his birthday Michael Anthony also knows e Twin Peaks Sheriff Department ritornando contro questo the one at the same meeting same person and another things on few days ago on yes March 22 I uploaded my first version interpretation of video 1 with the track to recommend it film con it Josie Truman a masterpiece. In fact, Josie and Truman from the Big Season 2 and I dedicated it, in fact, my God, it birthday, but the original was dedicated to his birthday, but for the fact that people did on March 22, I also dedicated it to my strangers by 89th birthday, even if, in fact, March 22, even if he died so much with me on December 11, 2022, yes, and also I dedicated it to Mr. Lynch's birthday, and Mr. Lynch's birthday was January 20th, 4 days before. background token, and so from now the pieces is dedicated to only the 3 persons. But for the fact that now I should upload version 2 with other two, a video 2 with other 3 versions, surely 2 versions in the next days. I also something to dedicate this video 2 also to John Chen, not Josie Parker, sono case the one the same thing, the same person. John Chen's birthday because on April 26 will be his birthday, and in particular 65 birthday, so I dedicate this version, video 2, I repeat, to show the 2 versions also to her. Ovvero for the first version for the man see the Barachana make Barachana also recommend as a reference, also the second but the main source recommend as a reference. Yes, whatever is one of the last video uploaded. I was saying this is shot, in shot you can see the actual condition, given better actual condition is 7% towards the fact since the table is main problem in fact is not in the display, da sotto tutte le problem sono better not the problem, but the main problem is the fact is not in the display, and one day se sono immediatamente to fix it. Quasi. Greeting all the people for showing birthday second cultura. What's on the bottom, sister? Also myself, also biscuits. Funny, I put you at breakfast. Today it's late in general, also much considered in the France. It's amazing to see as I'm living in Sassy and Metal, that question. It's late in general for the people, both for Maria, not to for Maria, so smart, can stop us for Maria. Like breakfast, but see the winter period between the General, less in November, less audience marching is month, so bad in the spins, since the spring until the next December journey. Sharp from the day when I woke up, I get up really late, like yes, for example, but at the same time it's late. But more important is for the record reaction, sembra notizia su storia infatti mettere se tenesse meta, servito a vedere in che minchia ti fente dai, in parte mettere se vuoi vedere se si finca 3 regole di secondo, sembra mettere su stragico. Vado di ripeto, il corso di record, il tutto sommato, at the same time non è chiesto gestione. Just roll over just in code 14 and 15 minutes. But interesting which is a set and some also be important to so Namian. It's to say. Heck of a son also things are full. Absolutely. And as you know, since pratica siamo tomorrow rimane should be more so I was lose lo sto thing like effect of the squeak, but best for in particular reason Friday, fact but the reason Friday, and see what is the 6 reason the dark blue and white, beautiful dark blue and white for the colors, still remembers to me, fourth one was fact, fourth one was blue white, fifth net the case light blue, for aspect of first one, and second nostro report, and regarding the time I think I've been using it since the week of 18th, if not 18th, 17th, eventually 18th Friday, other things that perhaps if they follow me, someone follow me, infatti su Weatherboards finché non sono one which means and other my videos su Weatherboards I was saying this as this should be tiny video but to it one day or one time as soon as I should get visited today just to see my speech should you respect and yes every time I should have been to joke to but Maronia ma se non sono fare da bisco so mi fa fact that mi come su that many visual combo su visual bisco siest finché to ne sono tutte queste mercat ara da chocolate chip cookies to cookies chip chocolate chips. And if you want to see what's the biscuit missing, but in particular, to industry and if it's one about to make factory shots and telling it coffee, Jason shots and telling it coffee, to some speak chocolate factors and that's for shot of fragment video, so shot and any flash think. Yes, 10 million months, also in case of conscious being is the mirrors and essential, but better. Was one is quick finish and now is on second brought to something 356, 57, 58, 57, 58, 59 years, practically the result was some months. I mentioned before I repeat it should be 10, 11, actually 10, and so I also indicate also count should be this the appearance on the attached better, and so since that amount of the pattern certe ditte once again milk so very news and we need to have news breakfast questo mom sempre in particolare mamma e si sta spiegando gioco da tutto quanto morania so of course mi fin first time so that video infatti non sono se tolle cose breakfast questo mega bomba se continua se si infra della bus sta da con la tranzilla mi sa che position proprio su cosa quello davanti a position c'è un secondo position because attraverso questa posizione mentre il bambino nasce più pensato infatti cosa è come ne su because è really super bella. As tomorrow's supposed to find for tomorrow to lab. We'll see. And now si things might repeat things for last time because I just for fixing that was a second before like such a secondo da tutti I mean told before in assuma such a sense. Second thing that was before check as a person is it's impossible. Una before like tutti questi scienze questi once che and also a bit it. That's a really so blind content sense.